is Red, White, and Bluegrass.
A few new policies are now taking effect, bringing something new to many Kentucky students' curriculums. Some bills passed in 2024 are now taking effect for this school year. You may remember some attention on a bill reintroducing cursive writing in elementary schools that went through last year. That takes effect for this school year, being offered to Kentucky's elementary school students. Another bill passed last year, House Bill 535, offers a little more to Kentucky's civics education. A half-credit course may now be offered in lieu of a civics exam in order to graduate. If students are still taking that exam, they must now score a 70 instead of a 60 to pass.
House Bill 535 would improve civic education in the Commonwealth. In today's world where misinformation and political polarization are all too common, civic literacy is more important than ever.
Additionally, bills passed into law this year now require a 1-minute moment of silence each day. That bill also allows transport to weekly off-campus moral instruction. We will also now be screening kindergarten and first graders on their reading ability at the end of the year, with the possibility of now holding them back a year if that is necessary. So laid out 4 different bills there, and there's many more that are kind of touching more behind the scenes things. But from the ones that I've mentioned, which would you all say stand out most to you?
I'm going to go with cursive education. My son, 13 years old, plays on the middle school golf team, and so in golf, you know, when you finish your round, you have to sign your scorecard, and it would amaze you the number of kids that can't sign their name. You know, they have to print it because they haven't learned. And you know, I don't want to sound like an old man, but when I was in school, like, learning how to sign your name was really cool. I mean, you would practice it hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. But so that's something that's coming around. And then, you know, starting the day with moment of silence, I like it. You know, it helps focus on what you're getting ready to do. You know, anything we do, whether it's work or hobby, should be done with, you know, dedication and preparation, and I think it's a good place to start.
Representative Watkins, what do you think?
I think what jumps out to me the most is probably the moral instruction. I tend to agree on the moment of silence. I think it's sometimes really good to start the day with just some peace and quiet after coming off of the bus or all the sort of rambunctiousness of waiting for class to start. I must admit the moral instruction concerns me. I am a preacher. I lead with my faith a lot. I'm concerned about the separation of church and state. And I do believe that there are a lot of risks and liabilities when we allow different groups of whatever ilk to transport our students away from class. It takes away from valuable class times, and I think it just opens up the door to broach a topic of conversation that I think is very clear in our Constitution, and it's very clear about where people stand on that. So that probably gives me the most pause. I am, just closing this out, probably most excited about the civics portion of it. I probably am not like many other Kentuckians that are amazed by the things that people not only say online, but say out loud, that I just know are fundamentally wrong. And I think it's due to the fact that we are just not learning about how, not only how government works, our parts to play in that. And I think improving that will be better for all of us in the long run.
Well, I think it was brought up on the House floor when this bill was going through, just if with the amount of doors that you all have to knock just doing what you all do, it probably is pretty evident the number of people that maybe could use some civics education. On the moral instruction that you bring up there, Representative Bray, do you disagree with Representative Watkins' stance on that particular piece of Senate Bill 19?
I do. Listen, I've got 2 kids. They've both participated in it. It's been a long-standing program. It's an opt-in program, so kids aren't required to do it. If their parents want them to do it, you know, they fill in a form, send that in.
What is it for people that are unaware? Because I never had anything like this whenever I went to school.
So in my kids' case, what they do is they'll go off campus to usually a church, and you know, they receive moral instruction, things that the schools probably shouldn't be teaching, but that I think we want all of our kids to understand. You know, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Love thy neighbor. Just those kind of lessons. So, you know, the way they've got it set up back home is, not only is it appropriate, I'm really excited. My kids love it. My daughter does it right now. It's kind of a highlight for her. It's like a mini field trip, and I don't think the concerns are there with separation of church and state because it's done, off campus and it's entirely opt-in.
Any response you want to give?
I'll just say that let's just take a family that has a success with a program like that. I'm reminded when I actually grew up in Florida, and there was something similar to that when I was in school. But just take a family that would have that for their child already. That family is probably already going to a Bible study. The family's probably already going to school or Sunday school or church on Sunday. And you have plenty of opportunity for that already happens. Why take valuable learning time away that should be spent, I think, on education? It breaches a level of comfort that I am not willing to take, simply because moral instruction can be defined in a lot of different ways. And I think it moves from educating closer to indoctrination, and that's what concerns me.
All right, I'll let you have the last word on that, and we'll have to leave it right there.